Hey Falcons, Mrs. Pfeiffer here for week 4, part 3. So this is the last video for the week. So this week we talked and learned all about adjectives. And what I want you to do right now is tell someone in the room that you're with, or comment below if you can, what is an adjective? We've been talking about this all week. What's an adjective? So if you said it's a word that describes a noun, you're correct. So an adjective is a word that describes a noun, and a noun is a person, place, or thing. Remember we said an adjective is a word that describes a noun, meaning a person, place, or thing. So today we're going to continue with learning all about adjectives, and in the last video we read dragons love tacos, and you were supposed to be writing down or coming up with some of the adjectives we heard, and we're going to go kind of back through the story because that's what good readers do. They don't just read it one time and then they're done. They go back through, and so we're going to go back through the story and reread different parts and try to find as many adjectives as we can. We're also going to do something really fun today. We're going to draw that guy back there. I'm going to teach you how to draw a dragon. I'm not an artist by any means, but I hopefully can teach you how to draw that. So before we begin, I want to go over our vocabulary one more time for the last time because some of them are adjectives. So our first word was an accordion, and remember we said an accordion is a musical instrument. You kind of pull it and you blow into it. So we said accordion, accordion. Okay. The next one was conversation. We said conversation means that two or more people are talking. So we said conversation, conversation. The next one was sizzling. Can you say sizzling? Sizzling is something that's very hot. Remember we said sizzling. Do that with me. Sizzling. Very good. The next one was jalapeno. Remember we said jalapeno. Can you do that with me? Jalapeno. We're doing that because it's a spicy pepper. So we're cooling off our mouth like we just ate a jalapeno. So jalapeno. The next one was Samaritan, and that was a very helpful person. So we said Samaritan, Samaritan. So a very helpful person or a good person. And the last word was charades, and we said that charades can mean many different things, but we're just talking about the game. So we said charades. Charades, and charades where it's a game where you act out things. So all those words were in our story. I hopefully you found all those words when we were reading through. And in our story, I wanted to remind you that if you're reading stories at home, you should download the app if you can, Novel Effects, because that will add to your story. And if you just research or you search in the search bar, you can search any story and they might have it, and that'll just add to your story when you're reading it out loud. So go ahead and give that a try because I thought that was really fun in the last video, and I hope we can find some more stories to read on there. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to teach you how to draw this guy back here. Then we'll go back through and we'll find our adjectives. Now, I'm going to turn this here so you can see as I'm drawing him. I'm going to erase him, and I took a picture of it on my phone, so hopefully it doesn't erase. So we're going to draw a dragon, and then we're going to come up with some adjectives that we found in our story. And adjectives are, what are the adjectives again? Adjectives are words that describe the noun. So to start your drawing off, you're going to draw kind of like an oval for the nose. It doesn't have to be perfect. Mine's not going to be perfect, I promise you that. And then you're going to do like an upside down U on top of that. And you're going to draw your little eyes in there and your little nose, just like that. Kind of looks like a cow right now. See, my picture went away. Okay. Then we're going to come up here, and if you need to pause this video, pause it. We're going to draw little horns on our dragon, and we'll draw a little smile if you want. I need to space out my nose a little bit more. Now we can draw a little smile. If you don't want your smiling, you don't have to draw it. Okay, so now we're getting to the tricky part. So you're gonna go where, like, one of this, in between the smile and the circle, you're gonna start there. You're gonna come down and make a little loop. If you need to pause the video, go ahead and pause it. And you're gonna come back up. So if you need to pause the video, pause it to do that, or rewind it so you can watch me do it. Then, once you have that, now anytime during this video, if I'm going too fast for you, pause it, so that, because I want to get to the adjectives part, so you can pause it to do the drawing. Okay? So then you're going to come up here and do like a little hook. It's going to be its leg, and then put a foot down here with 3 little lines. Okay? Then you're going to come back up to the neck, and you're going to draw this all the way down to meet kind of where the foot is. You're going to draw its belly. Okay, and then you're going to put some lines in there. That's the belly. Then you're going to come over here and you're going to draw a little hump. That's the other leg. A little bump. And put a foot on there. 1, 2, 3. Put the little claws. Okay. Now I want you to come back here to the bottom and draw the tail. Remember, if I'm going too fast for you, because I'm kind of going fast, okay, pause the video. Sorry, my tail was kind of messed up. That's all right. Okay. Now we're going to go through and draw like the bumps on the back. So you go down the back, then you're going to go down the tail. You don't have to put them down the tail if you don't want to, but I like mine down the tail. It's up to you. Okay. Now, oh man, I lost my picture. Okay. Now we're going to draw the wings, because we know dragons can fly. So we're going to go up. See how I kind of made that curve up? Then once you get to this point, you're going to draw a skinny line down. Okay. Then you're going to go back up to this tip, this point, and you're going to draw kind of like a W spread out. See how I did that? And you're going to go to these points and draw these lines. So it doesn't have to be perfect. As you can tell, that wing is kind of skinny, but that's okay. Then we're going to do the same thing over here. So we come up, come down, and then we draw W. And we put so there's our wings. And let me see if I'm missing anything. I think that's it. That is our dragon. So if you want to add any details or color it in, and I forgot to tell you, just do that on a piece of paper, a napkin, anything. It's just fun to do a drawing when you read a book. So I like to always do like a fun little drawing. I just looked that up on YouTube, how to draw a dragon, and that's where I found how to draw it. And that's how I learned. So you can look up anything on YouTube on how to draw whatever you want to draw. Okay, now let's get to the fun part. So we are going to kind of look back at our story and pick out our adjectives. So before we do that, let's do mirrors on. Mirrors on. An adjective is a word that describes the noun. Mirrors off. Miss Regal's calling me right now. I'm just going to ignore her. I'm sorry. I didn't pause it. Oh, it's okay. Okay, so I'm going to let Miss Regal know later that she made it in my video. So we're going to come up with some adjectives, okay? So words that describe the nouns. That's what we're going to be looking for. So I'm going to... let's go to the very first page. It says, they love really big, gigantic tacos. Do you see any adjectives in there? Words that are describing the noun? I sure do. Gigantic, right? It's describing the tacos. They love big, gigantic tacos. So we're going to put gigantic on there. So I'm just going to write it around my dragon. If you want to do the same, that'd be great. So gigantic. And then tiny little baby tacos. I see two right there. And well, there's big, gigantic, so big is also one. We have tiny and little, right? Both of those words are describing the tacos. The tacos are the nouns. Okay. We did that one page already. Let's see. But wait, as much as dragons love tacos, they hate spicy salsa even more. Any adjectives in there? Can you tell someone in the room or leave it in the comments? So spicy salsa is the noun, spicy is the adjective. So we'll put spicy up here. They hate spicy green salsa and spicy red salsa. Colors are great adjectives. So we have green and red. I'll put them over here. I'm only on I think the second or third page, and we're already on the other side. Okay. They hate spicy chunky salsa. Anything right there? We have spicy already. What about chunky? Is chunky describing the noun, which is salsa? It sure is. So let's do chunky. And spicy smooth salsa. So, is there any adjectives in there? Smooth. Good. All right, let's keep going. Let's skip it. I don't want to keep getting the same ones. Let's keep skipping. I feel like we're getting a lot of the same words. If you want to have some dragons over for a taco party, you'll need buckets of tacos. Pant loads of tacos. The best way to judge is to get a boat and fill the boat with tacos. That's about how many tacos dragons need for a taco party. After all, dragons love tacos. So I would say they're describing you need a lot of tacos. So they said pant loads. Where am I going to put that? Let's put it right here. Pant loads. They also said buckets, meaning a lot. There are quite a bit in here. If I'm missing some, I want you to put it in the comments or send me an email with them, because there are a lot of adjectives in here. Okay, how about this? What are those little green things in the salsa? So they're describing jalapenos essentially, but the things was the little green things. We have little and green on here already, so I shouldn't put that one on, but those are describing the salsa. Again, remember when they handed the really spicy salsa to the dragons? Yeah, they did not like that, did they? Let's see. Dragons, listen to me. Do not eat those tacos. The little green specks in the salsa. Oh, specks. That's a good one. Specks. Right? Those are jalapeno peppers. They are super spicy. Super. How about it says, do not let those dragons eat those tacos. Crunch, 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 right? That's describing the crunchiness of the taco shell. So let's put crunch. Okay, too late. Then they burn everything down with their hot breath. Why, maybe they're good Samaritans. So good would be describing the Samaritans. Good. Maybe they feel bad for wrecking it. Maybe they are just in it for the taco breaks. I'd probably be in it for the taco breaks. I work for tacos. After all, dragons love tacos. That's the end of the story. I didn't get all of them because there were so many and we were filling up our board. But let's look at the words that we found. So we found green and red, and like I said, though color words are great adjectives for describing things. Pant loads, chunky. Can't you picture chunky salsa? Smooth salsa. So not really many chunks in it. I can picture that too. Adjectives help you visualize everything. If you remember from the last video, we talked about how the adjectives help us visualize, everything. Specks. So specks are like little tiny drops of it, little tiny spots of it. Crunch, good, super, buckets, spicy, little, tiny, big, and gigantic. There were tons of adjectives in this story. And if you read stories at home, I'm sure you'll find tons too. So what I would love you to do, here's my challenge for you. Always got to leave you with a challenge. I would love you to go find a book, any book, and see how many adjectives you can find. Remember, an adjective is what? Tell someone in the room, comment below, what's an adjective? So an adjective is a word that describes a noun. Mirzan. An adjective is a word that describes the noun. Okay, so remember, So remember, a noun is a person, place, or thing, and an adjective describes it. It gives you an image in your mind about what it is. And all good writers and readers can find them. Writers put them in their stories so that the readers can visualize them. So it's important to add in adjectives in your writing. What I would love for you to do is to write me a really good story with as many adjectives as you can think of, if you want to. Okay. So I want you the 2 challenges for you. Find a book. Find as many adjectives as you can. Write a story about anything you want. Maybe write a story about what you did this summer, what you've been up to, but put in some adjectives in there. I'd love to hear them. So send them to my email, my school email. You can find it on the school website if you need to, or ask a friend. I'm sure someone at the school knows. And send me an email of your stories. I love reading your stories. So I will see you guys next week. Thanks for joining in. I hope you enjoyed it.